What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make the neighbor case house in Minecraft. This is part 13, and in this one, we're going to be doing most of the entire second floor. We just have like 2 rooms that we don't get to doing, but we do get all the furnishing and stuff in for basically all the... Well, I guess it's not that many rooms, actually, now that I'm realizing it. Yeah, we just don't do those 2 rooms on the other side of this wall here. Anyway, yeah, that is all. So with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, so as per usual, you can head inside your house, and you want to head up to the second floor. And we're going to start by doing a couple, I guess maintenance things, quote-unquote, in this hall. When I say maintenance things, I mean we're going to be building the staircase and just getting a couple of the generic things done. Ceiling probably included, because I do want to get it out of the way, since we also need the gates in the ceiling. You want to start by getting out the following materials either way. Dark oak stairs, dark oak slabs, dark oak planks, smooth quartz slabs, polished deep slate, dark oak fence gates, acacia buttons, item frames, and clock. We need really 2 more things along with this, but we'll kind of worry about that when we get there. We'll actually start with the acacia buttons, since we can get rid of those fairly quickly. If you were to, in this hallway is kind of like almost U-shaped. If you take this back portion over here, where one of the staircases will be, when you start heading forward, you'll have a door on your left and a door on your right. The door on your right here, you'll have an acacia button on the near side above the top half. This door at the end, you'll have a button to the right of the... If you head left now, this the next door you'll come in contact with to the right of that one, you'll also have an acacia button, and that should be all of the buttons. Do we want to do item frames now? Sure, we can. The other side of this door that you just placed the acacia button to the right of, you'll be on the second yellow to the left, where you'll place an item frame with a clock in it. An additional 2 blocks over, and then on the opposite wall, you'll have an item frame with a clock in it here. If you keep moving, which should be the final doorway you'll find, this one on the right side, which leads into the room with the birch floor. Left of the top half of this doorway, you'll place an item frame with a clock inside of it. On the opposite side, so inside of this room, you'll actually be a block over, and you'll place one here. But it's still on the same side of the wall, so I guess it's to the right the second over. In this doorway, you'll just place a couple of dark oak fence gates, since we might as well get that out of the way. Turn around and look at this yellow terracotta wall, and where it essentially will end up going backwards here. On this very corner row, you're going to place at eye level an item frame with a clock in it, rotated once. If you trace across to the red wall, you want to be between these 2 windows. You'll be actually closer to the back one here out of it. Like if you're, I guess, on the middle, you'll count left by 1, and you'll place an item frame with a clock. And that one, not rotated at all. Cool. If you get rid of the final 3 materials in your inventory, you'll be able to get out yellow terracotta, dark oak trapdoors, and birch doors. We'll do the birch doors later, I think. We might as well start over here since we're already on this side. If you're at the red concrete corner here where these 2 walls collide, you want to be on the 3rd red on the actual back wall of the build, and it'll be this one here. Extending forward from it, you want to place 4 dark oak stairs facing right. Then you should kind of know the drill from here. You'll go up diagonally left with a dark oak slab, left with a plank, up diagonally left with a dark oak stair, up diagonally left with a dark oak slab, left with a plank, up diagonally left with a dark oak stair, up diagonally left with a dark oak slab, and then left with a dark oak plank. And you should actually connect perfectly into that spruce that you should already have, because it was done on the exterior. And you'll extend each of those forward by 4, or 3. 3, not 4, I apologize. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am, for the most part. I'm a little tired. But, you know, it is what it is. Now, with each plank, you'll extend them forward an additional 1, and then place, except for the top one here, you will, you will on the top one, I apologize. You'll place dark oak trapdoors open forward on each of them. Forward from both the dark oak stairs and dark oak slabs, you're going to place dark oak stairs facing back, which should look like this. And that kind of gives you the railing for the staircase a little bit. I mean, you can still just like walk over it, but we're not really concerned about that. It's not for safety, it's for aesthetics. The little underside of the staircase here, you'll just fill in with a couple yellow terracotta. Oops, didn't mean to do that. You can head to the opposite side, and we're doing pretty much the same thing. Now, the gap you started with on the side we were just on was 2. This one's actually 3. So I'm counting to the 4th red over 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll go forward with 4 dark oak stairs facing left. Same thing though, up diagonally, right with a slab, right with a plank. Up diagonally, right with a stair. Up diagonally, right with a slab. Right with a plank. Up diagonally, right with a stair. Up diagonally, right with a slab, and then right with a plank. And you should have a gap between you and the warp planks there, which is a-okay. Yet again, extend each of those forward by 3. Or the whole thing forward by 3, I guess. And then the plank should extend forward an additional 1 and place dark oak trapdoors on that front one that is open towards the front. And then in front of these stairs and slab rows, you'll place dark oak stairs facing back. And again, this gap will be filled in with yellow terracotta. Cool. As for the ceiling, fairly simple. So we'll actually mark where these stairs are first on both sides, just so we don't end up going into that area. On this side, if you literally just take this back yellow row on the right side, you'll just bring this over with upside down dark oak slabs at the top. And at the right side, I want to say it's the same. I don't think it goes... Yeah, it is the same. It's just that back yellow terracotta you'll extend right with upside down dark oak slabs like so. Cool. From this side, you start with one singular row of upside down smooth quartz slabs going front to back, and then again left of it it's a single row of upside down dark oak slabs, and then 2 rows of upside down smooth quartz slabs, and etc until the end of time. This one will be a little bit more annoying because of it being like, you know, the length of the whole house pretty much. But we'll get there. And then yeah. So, like, what are my predictions for part number now? This is, oopsies, this is 13, and then I'll say 14 will still be this floor. I'll say 15, 16, maybe 17 will be next floor. Maybe like 20 parts. Doesn't seem unreasonable. I am switching the planks and slabs in my inventory, so the smooth quartz and dark oak slabs are next to each other. Because it's annoying to place when they're not. I mean, it's still annoying to place when they are, but it's easier. Again, I know it does still look very empty right now, but it will start to fill up quick. Especially when we do 3rd floor. You should end up with this, I do believe. Nice. I'm gonna just break in and find my way into the hallway again. Nice. So there's 2 gates in this area. One is at the, well, they're both kind of towards the right, but the one at the right side is, far right, is where you have this yellow terracotta wall. The one with the clock on it that's rotated once. If you basically just take the top row of yellow and trace it over, you'll break the ceiling in line with it and replace it with polished deep slate. Underneath that, you'll have dark oak fence gates. Just a single row. You can bring them all the way down if you want, and that goes for all of them in the build. But I just only do 1 row, because it still gets the point that it's there, but it also doesn't, you know, get entirely in your way. If you head left a little bit more, you'll have these 2 clocks, and there should be 1 block row between them, and you'll just break that row in the ceiling and do the same thing. Row of polished deep slate with dark oak fence gates below. Cool. From the side we're on going across, I want to place all these doorways. So starting here with these, the back one will face towards the right there, which is going to be this door, and then the front one will face, I guess, right also if you're looking at it. When I say when you're looking at it, it'll be the way, like, from within the hallway that you would place it. You then will have to actually head all the way around to the bathroom door here, and this one will face backwards towards the staircase. I'll place it from the inside just because, yeah. Cool. So I guess we can start to decorate this hallway. And when I say start to, I mean just decorate the whole thing. It won't take long. We'll get the smaller rooms, I think, done first, which will be hallway. The weird, like, little hallway between the back staircase from floor 1. And then we'll also do, I think, bathroom to start here. And then we'll figure it out from there. So you want to get out the following to start. Beehive. Spruce slabs. Mud brick wall. Heavy core. Dark oak planks. Bamboo sign. Skeleton skull. Scaffolding. And cyan carpet. I'm a little skeptical of that for some reason, but sure. Yeah, sure, that works. Oh, we'll have to do paintings at some point, but that's fine. So starting from this point, we're going to just like walk around the hallway, and the perspective will be based on the way we're facing. So if you start from this staircase here and start heading forward, the first door on your right, the second block actually behind it, which will be towards you, I guess, so forward, you'll place a beehive here. You'll continue all the way into this corner where you'll place 2 beehives extending out. From that front beehive, you'll count up by 2 and go towards you with 2 upside down spruce slabs. Then count forward 2 and up by 1 and place a spruce slab. In front of it, upside down spruce slab. Still on the front wall, you want to... Actually, I think you can get rid of your spruce slabs and get out torches, since we can just place these as we're going through. You want to leave the... From this door, 5 blocks of yellow going left, so 4. 5, and on the 6th, you'll place a mud brick wall. From that mud brick wall, you can actually count up diagonally right by 2 and place a torch here. Also from that mud brick wall, you'll count left by 4 and place 2 dark oak planks, each with a bamboo sign off the front. On top of the left one, you'll place a skeleton skull facing into the wall. Leave a gap of 2 extending over, count over by 3, whichever, and you'll place a beehive here. If you trace that forward, you'll end up being on this spruce plank, just right of it, you'll have a heavy core. One thing I will note, and because we don't have warp planks right now, I'm not going to worry about placing them, but the spruce plank either side of this row of 2 warp wants to be warp planks. So, hopefully if we break that, we'll remember later to do it, but yeah, it's not a huge deal necessarily. Anyway, carrying along. Once the wall, I guess that would be behind you, is gone, you want to just around the corner place a scaffolding with a cyan carpet on top of there. We'll not use the actual front as the front, so, you know, facing this or looking this way will be backwards. On the right wall, in front of this front window, you'll count, I guess, forward by 3, and place 2 dark oak plank each with a bamboo sign off the left. On top of the back one, you'll place a mud brick wall, and on top of the front one, if you actually get rid of your mud brick wall and get out an oak fence, you'll place an oak fence on there. Keep heading back and then direct your attention to the left wall, and there should be 7 rows of yellow. On the very center one, you'll place a dark oak plank, and extend it back by 1. Have a bamboo sign off the right of each of them, and then on the back one particularly, you'll place a skeleton skull facing into the wall again. Clear your inventory. I don't know why I'm yawning so much in my bed. And get out the following. Mangrove slabs. Spruce slabs. Block of gold. End rods. Quartz pillar. Polished black stone stairs. Cyan wool. Red wool. Technically yellow, but we're not going to get yellow, and you'll see why in a sec. Actually, I'll just get that right now. So, mangrove stair. Basically, what you want to do is at the far back right-hand corner here, just place a mangrove slab on the floor. Between these back two windows, you don't want to be on the center one, you want to be one forward, and in line with the center block of the window, you'll place an upside down spruce slab and extend it forward by one. Just behind the frontmost window, you'll break the spruce plank in the floor and replace it with a block of gold. Extend that gold up with 2 end rods and then a quartz pillar. From the front right hand corner here, you want to count left by 2 and place an upside down polished black stone stair facing left. Left of it, an upside down stair facing right. Extend either of those up by 2. We have a hole to make. That wasn't particularly important, but we might as well get this one out of the way. If you take the back left-hand corner between these 2 yellow walls, you want to count right by 3, and you're going to break the spruce plank. Here, along with whenever I tell you to break, you want to break both the, I guess, again, spruce plank and the slab below it. You'll break forward 3 rows, and then of that row of 4, you'll break the left 2 middle, or the middle 2 to the left. You'll also break the front 2 to the right. Now, optionally, I'll get rid of the mangrove slabs because we don't actually need it. The dark oak slabs basically around this, and it's how it is in the game. I think it doesn't really matter necessarily. You can make this hole look a little bit more interesting. But essentially, these have a space around them where there is no dark oak. This row here that trims the staircase has to stay, but like this one, and then this row going up to this point, basically like 1 full row around it needs to be upside down smooth quartz slabs, including everything obviously inside. So basically I'm cutting them off to there, and you can kind of see what that gives you. But again, this row doesn't get changed because it's the staircase trim. A little bit odd. I guess it's just because the texture for that was made specifically differently, and it just, you know, takes over it. But I don't know, it's weird. That's just how it is. But anyway, from this hole here to the right of the front of it, you'll place a cyan wool. Back diagonally right, you want another cyan wool. Extend that cyan forward with 2 red wool. Extend each of those reds right by 1 each. And then extend that row of 2 forward an additional 1. Then the front 2 can be brought right with more red, and then this front right red can have cyan off either side of it. This should technically be a yellow wool, the very center. When you find the very center, though, you'll place a mangrove stair on top of it facing left. That's why we don't have anything there. It's just because it's a chair. Why would we place it if it's not visible, you know? Anyway, clear your inventory again and get out the following. Spruce fence gates. Warp fence. Spruce trap door. Waxed weathered cut copper stairs. Cyan concrete. Warped stairs. Warped sign. Warped planks. And, oh yeah, paintings, that was the other thing. On top of this mangrove stair, you want to place a spruce fence gate opened to the right. From the mangrove stair as well, you'll go back diagonally left by 1 and place a warped fence with a spruce trapdoor on top. You'll trace that back and hold on, okay, you'll trace that back and you'll place a waxed weathered cut copper stair facing right here. You'll extend it left with 1 facing forward and then left with 1 facing right. This one should have faced left. I don't know, I might have said right. I got distracted. What you don't want to do is forget to make these waxed, because I'm noticing I did the same thing and that they're trying to become oxidized, or at least one has succeeded. Surely I'll remember. Yeah, surely I'll remember. It's fine. You'll take the back left-hand corner then of this and place 2 cyan concrete extending right with warp signs up the front. On top of that, you'll place sets of warp stairs facing into each other repeatedly until you reach the top. This also would include breaking into the ceiling and either making that warp stairs because you don't care, or just using the warp planks we have, because I find that more, I don't know, logical, I guess. But again, it doesn't really matter, so. We'll do paintings, and as we do them, we'll fill in those warp planks earlier. So head to the back right again where the staircase is, and just above this little dark oak cabinet thing, you're going to place a 2x1 painting there. You'll want to be between the dark oak fence gate door and that birch door there. And what do you have, a 1 block center? I don't think you do, actually. Well, that's not going to really help me figure that one out. No, you don't. So I guess if you're the 5th block over from the dark oak, which would be this one, you'll be the 3rd block up of the yellow, and you'll place a 1x1 painting there. You're 4 to the left, and then the door, and then 6 or 5 to the right, and then the door. 6 would have made it a 1 block center, so should have known that was wrong immediately. Continuing and looking at this wall, the little item frame with the clock in it above it, you'll have a painting 1x1. Don't forget to turn around and fill in the gaps here either side, just next to the throw a 2 warp with more warped. Next thing you want to do is where you have this 2 block dark oak cabinet, you just want to place a couple of 1x1 paintings over it. Huh, that's interesting. If you're looking at the right one specifically, you'll go up diagonally right from it and place another 1x1. Cool. Before we clear our inventory, I want to make sure there's nothing else in this next room. There's a single painting. One lone painting. So head back over, and on the back wall here, you should have the neighbor door, or the neighbor area. They had the bookshelf room, whatever. This birch door you're opening, and you're going to have this little room here. Immediately on the left wall, you'll take the 3rd yellow out, and also the 3rd up, and you'll place a 1x1 painting there. You can clear your inventory if you haven't already and get out the following. Acacia buttons, let me make sure that everything's actually sealed off. Okay, yeah, cool. That felt longer than it was, actually. Maybe I'm just stupid. Spruce plank. Spruce sign. Sea pickle. Beehive. Waxed copper stair. Waxed cut copper stair, sorry. I guess that would have been given, though. Waxed copper trapdoor, not like there's multiple versions of copper stairs. Smooth quartz slabs, and dark oak slabs. And that will actually finish our room perfectly. So when you're looking at the... Well, actually, no. It'll just be to the right of either door. You'll place an acacia button from the top half, which will be towards the red, like that side of the build both times. It's not when you're looking at them, it's just that way. On the back wall here, though, the back left corner, you'll place a spruce plank with a spruce sign off the right. On top of it, a sea pickle. In the front left-hand corner, you'll place a waxed cut copper stair facing left into the wall. Above it, trapdoor open to the right. I just love the shading in this game. It's so great. Vibrant visuals really absolutely just ravage the shading for some reason. Not really sure why. In the front right-hand corner, you'll place a beehive. Gap of 1 extending back. Spruce plank with a sign off the left. I really did the pause thing for the sign when I was placing the plank. It's a little too preemptive there. Anyway. Along the, we'll say the back wall here, make sure you know which row of yellow you should be on, which is this one. You'll have 2 rows of upside down smooth quartz slabs going front to back at the left again, and then it'll be the upside down dark oak slab, 2 slabs, whatever. This isn't going to line up from the staircase, it's going to line up from the, like, main hallway portion here. Whenever you do these patterns, just kind of something to think about. Would you rather, because it obviously will not almost ever work both ways, but would you rather it line up with the whole spacing, or just, like, one part of the spacing? And I generally go with just, like, the part of the hallway. Cool. We can do the bathroom now. So if you head out of the room you were just in and take a right, and then when you hit the end of the hallway, take another right, and then go through the door on your right, you should be in this room with the ugly floor color. Yes, I am making fun of it. So for the ceiling in here, it's the pattern still going front to back. It's just a row of upside down dark oak slabs down the center. Anything else we can do other than the button? Probably not. No. The acacia button is behind the top half of the door in this room. You can clear your inventory and get out the following. Mangrove planks. Bamboo slabs. Structure voids. Mangrove door. Warped door. Acacia plank. pale oak sign. Where are signs? I just immediately forgot for some reason. Warped trapdoor. And red carpet. You should already have gotten out structure voids. I had a dream, fun fact, recently about like barriers and structure voids and all those things being in the creative menu. I'm pretty sure Java does have that, but we just haven't been graced with it, and it's funny that that showed up in my dreams. Anyway, at the back center of the room, you want to place a row of 3 mangrove planks extending up like so. Left of it, you'll have another row. Off of the bottom, you're going to place structure voids, and on top of the left structure void, you want a warped door, and on top of the right, you want a mangrove door. You'll need to place this from, I guess you can literally just stand here against the mangrove. Oh. Okay. And yeah, do it that way. You'll place bamboo slabs on top of the mangrove planks, like so. Where the door is, you'll have a red carpet just inside. Doesn't have a hue? No, maybe not here. I just know it doesn't allow you, like, the carpet having a hitbox doesn't allow you to crawl if you're in, like, a situation like that. You want to counter the 3rd yellow terracotta forward here on the right wall and place an acacia plank with a pale oak sign off the left. Count up by 2 from it and place a warp trap door open up against the wall there. You can then clear your inventory. I would keep your structure void on hand, though, and when I say on hand, I mean just throw it somewhere in here with your 3 million other blocks. I've never used, like, half of these. They're just here. And get out the following. Smooth quartz stairs. Oak trapdoors. Jungle trapdoors. Soul torch. Spruce stair. Tripwire hook. Pale oak slab. Diorite walls. Sorry. And warp stair. Still on the right side here, you'll count forward an additional 2 from the acacia plank, and a block off the wall, you'll place an upside down smooth quartz stair facing left. On top of it, a jungle trapdoor. And against the wall where that jungle trapdoor is, so just that second block up, you'll place another upside down smooth quartz stair facing left with an oak trapdoor on that one. Toilets are weird in Hello Neighbors, so I refuse to ask questions generally. Opposite wall of that, you'll count forward by 1 and place an upside down spruce stair facing right with a tripwire hook above. Head back to the toilet, and if you're on the second yellow in front, you'll place 2 diorite walls extending forward. Leave a gap of 1 and then place 2 warp stairs facing right. Extend the, I guess the front one left with 2 stairs facing back, and the back one left with 2 stairs facing forward. Left of that, you'll place a set of stairs facing to the right. Oh yeah, one more thing I almost forgot. Above the tripwire hook, you want to place an upside down pale oak slab and extend it back by 1 just on the wall. Clear your inventory and get out the following. I'll remember it this time. Orange glazed terracotta. Oak fences. Oak fence gates. Barriers or string would also work if you need to. And white banners. But then again, I guess, actually no, they wouldn't have worked for the doors, never mind. Where the toilet is here, just to the left of it a block, you'll break the floor block and replace it with an orange glazed terracotta. Don't know why they have a carpet there. I feel like it's the worst spot for a carpet, but what do I know anyway? You want to, on the warp stairs here, you'll take the back left one and extend it up with 3 oak fence. Extend the top oak fence specifically forward by 1, and then extend the top, like, set of 2 oak fence here, the front and back ones, right, with 2 oak fence gates each, and then another oak fence. Off this back right oak fence and the oak fence gate here, you'll extend them both down by 2, each with barriers. And then off the back side of each of the barriers, along with the oak fence slash fence gate above, you'll just place white banners. And it should give you this. You can kind of see how that goes. We forgot to place this, or I forgot to place the soul torch. I can't really blame you guys for that one. So get back out soul torch, good lord. And it's just up diagonally forward from the warp trapdoor here on this wall. You'll have that soul torch. Cool. We really have a couple big rooms left. But we'll get the first one out of the way, because I think the first one is probably the simplest. So just get out of here and run around the hallway. And the first door on the right, well, the third door, I guess, on the right, actually, you'll head to. The first one that is to a room we haven't done yet, since the first two just lead to the foyer. So, start off by getting out the following. Oak planks, green banners, spruce planks, spruce stairs, spruce doors, spruce trapdoors, spruce slabs, and warp slabs, and I guess smooth quartz slabs. I'm not really sure entirely. First off, you want to take the windows here on the front wall, and just on the yellow terracotta above the rows of glass, you'll place an oak plank off either side of it. You'll then extend those oak planks down with pretty much 3 green banners that just are off the yellow terracotta. I would then get rid of the oak planks and green banner immediately and get out the following spruce signs and snow, the layers. On the front wall here, just between the two at, I guess, the very front center, you'll place a spruce plank with a sign off the back. Turn to your right and go front to back here, and you're going to leave the first 4 blocks of the wall open, and on the 5th, you'll place an upside down spruce stair facing back. Behind it, upside down spruce slab, and then a plank. Above both the plank and upside down slab, you'll count up by 2 and place another upside down slab. You'll then leave a gap of 6, 4, 5, 6, and on the 7th block, you'll place an upside down stair facing backwards, and 1 facing forward. Then gap of 3, and then you'll place 2 spruce planks. Extend either plank up by 2, and then above that, you'll place a set of spruce stairs facing into each other. Off the right of the planks, you'll place a set of spruce doors facing towards each other with trapdoors above them, open up against the spruce as well. On the back wall, you want to leave a gap of 3 extending right from the door and place 3 spruce planks extending up on the next row along with the row after. Same thing as we did there pretty much. The stairs on top facing into each other, the set of spruce doors on the bottom 2x2, and then the trapdoors off of the top planks. And then I'll give you a second to catch up and that can kind of see that those are where those are positioned. If you're having trouble counting anything, just like look at the floor pattern, and that should hopefully help. Anyway, next up we'll do the bed on the right side. So I think instead of counting out all the way, we're just going to use the furniture on the left wall to figure it out. So if you take this little table of the 2 stairs facing into each other, and so from this, you want to count forward by 1 and trace this across, and going forward from this block, you'll place 3 upside down smooth quartz slabs. You should be 5 blocks off from this door. Extend each of those upside down smooth quartz slabs to the left with 3 upside down warp slabs. And then off the end there, you'll place spruce trapdoors open up against them. Have spruce signs off the sides of both the warp slabs and smooth quartz slabs to kind of sort of create a bit of a bed frame. Thanks, Minecraft ambiance. And then on the smooth quartz slabs here, the back one stays open. The middle one, I think, has 1 snow layer on it. And then the front one should have 2 snow layers. Above the center of the bed, you'll be on the second yellow up, where you'll place an upside down spruce slab, and then it'll be brought up diagonally forward 1. And that should be everything we can do with this set of materials. Cool, we're kind of sort of getting there. So, next up, you want to get out the following. Mangrove planks, structure voids again, these may get more common as we go further. Mangrove doors, warp doors, bamboo slab. I love the furniture things. They just take like 6 materials to do. Diorite walls are just my favorite. Barrels, glow item frame, and we'll go with the jungle sign. Why not? So on the back wall, just to the left of this cabinet, you want to place a 2x3 of mangrove planks, 2 rows of 3 extending over, basically. You'll have bamboo slabs on top, and in front of the bottom row, you'll place a set of structure voids. On top of the left structure void, you'll place a mangrove door against it, and above the other one, you'll place a warp door. Should look like this. To the right of both of these little dresser cabinet things, you'll just place 2 diorite walls on the floor. On the left side, you're going to take this little 2-block table, and on the back one, you'll place a barrel facing front to back, with off of the right of it a glow item frame. You'll crouch to place that. Keep heading forward, and off of this spruce plank on this little desk here, you'll place a jungle sign. Clear your inventory again, and get out the following this time. Acacia plank, pale oak sign, pale oak slab, scaffolding, cyan carpet, and then we are going to change sides briefly, so acacia stair, warp sign, acacia trapdoor, and block of gold. So from where we just placed this sign, you want to count forward by, or backwards by 4, excuse me, and you'll place an acacia plank with a pale oak sign here off the wall. If you actually get rid of the pale oak sign, you can get out a piglin head and place it on top. Sometimes I'll do that just because I forgot about getting that out, and I might as well we should place it since we're already right here. You'll count up by 1 from that additional block, I guess, and place 2 upside down pale oak slabs extending back. Crouch and place a scaffolding off of the pale oak sign. It should end up there. Place a cyan carpet on the scaffolding. I think with scaffolding it'll work even if you're in the block. Yeah, well, sometimes it wouldn't, but scaffolding is a little bit special. Anyway, as I'd mentioned, head to the opposite wall. And you want to be just behind the bed, actually, on the right side here. You're going to be on the second strip spruce back, where you'll break it and replace it with a block of gold. We'll come back to this in a moment. Count back an additional 2 and break this one and replace it with an acacia plank. Above it, you'll have an upside down acacia stair facing left with a warp sign off of that said left side. Have acacia trapdoors opened up against the front and back of the stair, which are the actual, like, sides of it, if that makes sense. Clear your inventory again and get out the following. End rods, quartz pillar, and then you want the following carpet colors. Light blue, blue, green, yellow, and red. And you'll also get out, actually, brown carpet, might as well, and oak slab. Just get out all of the carpets. So on top of this gold block, you should know the drill. You'll place 2 end rods and then a quartz pillar. Heading left from that quartz pillar, you'll place a light blue carpet and then a blue carpet. From the front left of the bed, you're going to be on this particular strip spruce wood. You'll count forward diagonally left by 1 and going left, place 3 green carpet. Extend that forward with a row of yellow, row of red, row of yellow, and then another row of green. On the right wall again, just in front of the bed, you're going to place an upside down oak slab with a brown carpet on top. Left of that, a light blue carpet. You would technically have a blue here, but there's a beehive here. So if you clear your inventory entirely again and get out beehive, as I just mentioned or foreshadowed, skeleton skull, flower pot, torch flower, a decorated pot, where, here, bamboo fence, note block, item frame, and mangrove slab, I guess. We kind of need 2, but that's fine. So on this particular block, left of that light blue carpet, you'll place a beehive. Head over to the desk on the left wall, and where you have the jungle sign, these, I guess, the regular spruce plank on top of it, you'll place a flower pot with a torch flower. On top of the upside down spruce stair at the front, you'll place a skeleton skull facing into the wall. Just behind this row of quartz pillar on this wall, you'll place a decorated pot here with a bamboo fence on top. On top of that, a note block, and then if you crouch and place an item perm off to your right, it'll give you this. On the opposite wall in front of this open doorway, you'll be on the second yellow in front of the top half, and you'll place an upside down mangrove slab with a regular mangrove slab on top. In front of that, you do the same with oak slabs, so just get rid of literally any of your materials, doesn't matter, and then do oak. Clear your inventory again, and you need 3 materials, and then I think we'll end after we do all that. Painting, birch doors, smooth quartz slab. In this doorway, you'll have a birch door with the handle facing back. That doesn't face back, so I'll just go to the other side because that's easier. On the front wall, we'll start with that. Where this spruce plank is, you'll be a block above it, and you'll place a 1x1 painting there. Hey, that's the same I got originally. On the left wall, if you start from this note block, here you want to count right by 2 and up by 1 and place a 1x1. Down diagonally, right by 1, you'll place another 1x1. And then if you trace that pretty much all the way back until you hit this, or it will be just above this barrel, you'll count back an additional 2 where you'll place a 1x1 there with another one below it. Back wall is free and clear, thankfully. And then the right side, if you take this weird acacia thing, you'll count up by 2 and left by 1 and place a 1x1. Up diagonally, right, you'll have another. And then if you basically trace all the way forward until you hit this spruce slab, you'll count down 1, forward 1, and then place 3 1x1 paintings extending forward. And out of those 3, you'll take the middle one and extend it up an additional painting. Finally, you might notice we don't have a ceiling. You just want to fill it in with upside down smooth quartz slabs. Yet again, another one that falls victim to the lack of a pattern, and I still don't know why. I just might be this like area of the build particularly just doesn't like it, but I don't really know. Actually, but then again, there was one over there somewhere, so maybe it's like specific rooms, like living rooms and bedrooms don't, but I don't really get that regardless. Just like, make it all or nothing. I guess at least this is smooth quartz rather than the sandstone. I didn't really get that one a lot, extras especially. Although that's also very Act 1. If I remember correctly, Act 1 ceilings are that color. These are the things you notice when you're building them. Never else. Never at any other point would you take note of the ceiling color unless you're building it. Anyway, I don't think that was insanely long. I think that was like 45 minutes or something. I don't know. I had to take that cut because I oopsied. But anyway, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 13 of Secret Neighbor, the Neighbor case complete. Honestly, it's shocked we get the whole second floor pretty much done. I mean, there are those 2 rooms, but those are fairly small rooms. Those 2 rooms combined to be the size of the room we just made, so yeah, but I'm just gonna like peek at them real quick. I mean, there's a lot going on in the front one. Back one, not really, but I mean, after that, like, it's to 3rd floor, and again, 3rd is basically 4th, because 4th doesn't really have any like specific rooms that, yeah, 4th really doesn't have any room that isn't part of 3. Anyway, thank you guys for did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.